मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं तत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दसागरम् अखण्डमण्डलाकारम् व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Thank you and namaste and welcome to today's session.
Namaskar.
Just give me a second. I'm doing some arrangement over here. Okay. So, by the way, what lifestyle are you following right now? What is your routine? Food you eat, what time you wake up, and what you eat from morning to evening?
Yeah, so I usually wake up at around 6:30, between 6:30 to 7. Then I wake up, I take a bath, I do my Guru Puja, I do my yoga. So I have done Isha yoga, so I do the Hatha yoga, Yogasana, Surya Kriya. Then I do my Shakti Chalana Kriya. So then after that so by that time it's almost like 10 o'clock. So after that I have my breakfast. So for the last 1 month, I'm just trying to have like at least my breakfast should be pure raw food. So my breakfast is mainly like I have 4 dates, I have like coconut pieces, I have like 2 bananas, and some soaked nuts, and then I have like the Sukubanam coffee that I have, like the ginger coriander tea that they make now without the actual tea in it. That is what I'm having for breakfast. And for lunch, I usually have rice and some vegetable curry or dal or sambar or something like that. And I have a sesame jaggery ball laddu that I have one. So that is what I have for afternoon. And for dinner, I have like one roti, which on which I spread ghee on it, and I have some fruit, like say apple or pear or custard or something like that. Some fruit. So that's what I'm currently having. And so in the evening also, like for half an hour, I'll be doing my Shunya practice or Samyama and all that. So that's my current schedule.
Okay, I understood. Anyway, okay, so we'll continue from where we left yesterday. So yesterday we understood about the detoxification process and how the disease happens, right? So what is the real cause of disease?
Right.
Again, I will revise. The real cause of disease is the accumulation of the toxins and foreign matter in the body. Understood? That is the first cause. So this happens due to the wrong lifestyle. If we, actually fail to maintain the lifestyle what we are designed for, and we actually go off track, we start eating which is not suitable for the human body. Anyway, human body is designed in such a way that, we can digest anything what we can eat, but it doesn't mean that, we should eat such things which is harmful. Anything which is in less proportion, or in like, if the body is demanding, if you're eating it, then it is a different case. But if in the case, you are enjoying the taste, and for the sake of having in excess amount, that becomes the, severe condition that actually becomes harmful for the body. So we also discussed that there are 4 paths of detoxification in our system. The number one is large intestine, that is the colon. The second one is kidney, from where the urine passes. The third one is skin, from where the sweat passes out. And the fourth one is lungs, from where we inhale and exhale. We inhale fresh oxygen, we exhale carbon dioxide. So this is a very unique system. This particularly, when we talk about the lungs, the breathing part. So how, we detox through the breath. So let me explain you in very short and brief way. So when we inhale oxygen, so there is an alveoli in the system. If you see the lungs, the diagram of the lungs, the picture of the lung, if you study the anatomy of the lungs, there are thousands of alveoli in the system. So what is the role of that alveoli? When we inhale the gaseous oxygen, it converts the gaseous oxygen into the liquid oxygen, and it transmits into the blood from there itself. It acts to transmit. Understood? It acts to transmit. When we inhale, so there is an entire system over here. When we inhale, there is a humidity in the air. So there is a bag, sinusitis bag over here around the nose, inside the nose, and this entire portion is called sinusitis. So what does this sinusitis does? When the humidity in the air, it absorbs it. That is also again an oxygen. So sinusitis will convert that humid into the liquid oxygen, and it will convert it, and it will transmit into the blood stream from here. The remaining air, when we take, that goes into the lungs, and that fresh gaseous oxygen, alveoli will convert it into liquid oxygen, and it will transmit it into the blood through the heart. The heart is placed in such a way that one artery, or say, like I can say, one channel is being connected with the lungs. So there are 2 channels. From one channel, gaseous oxygen, the liquid oxygen will go in. From the other one is that the carbon dioxide will be going out. Are you getting my point? This happens. If you'll understand the anatomy, it is very easy, the basic anatomy. There is a diagram in it. It shows that thing, that how it functions. So, this is how, when we inhale, the gaseous carbon dioxide gets converted into liquid, the gaseous oxygen converts it into liquid oxygen, and it goes into the bloodstream. Similarly, the toxins inside the bloodstream, the entire artery system, whatever carbon dioxide is there in the bloodstream, that gets converted into gaseous carbon dioxide, and it exhales through the lungs, through the nostril. This happens every second. When we are inhaling, it is getting converted very rapidly. That's how the mechanism of the body is. And when we are exhaling, it actually exhales out everything. So in yoga, the pranayam part, if you see, there are various kinds of pranayam when we do it. There is a Kapalbhati, there is the Bhastrika pranayam, there is Anulom Vilom, there is Nadi Shuddhi pranayam, and above all, there is also kriyas. So what happens during the kriya? When we are inhaling, in certain kriyas, we hold, right? We hold the breath. We hold it for a particular seconds or some time, and then we exhale. So there is a particular count we maintain in that thing. So, in different pranayams, they maintain different countings. So that is per second. So ideally, we try to hold it for 1 minute or more, 1.5 minutes, and then we exhale. What happens in this condition? When we are inhaling and when we hold it, so in this condition, we are inhaling maximum amount of oxygen, and we are trying to hold that oxygen in the lungs so that, the maximum amount of conversion happens, transmission happens at a very large amount over there in this particular thing. And it actually pumps the blood with a large volume of oxygen. Are you getting my point? The process, we are trying to do that process. So it is like, in yoga, it is said that, inhale life, exhale death, or something like that, right? So when we exhale, and even in that also, we are holding the Bahya Kumbhak, hold the exhalation. Why? Because we do not want, we are actually allowing body to do the process, to try to hold it for a certain amount of time. And then when we inhale, body will actually suck the air like anything, it becomes like a vacuum effect. When you exhale and hold it, the Bahya Kumbhak, so the body is actually going through the process that body is requiring every second. The body demands oxygen. The demand of the oxygen increases at every second when you hold it, the Bahya Kumbhak. Holding Antar Kumbhak is much easier than holding Bahya Kumbhak. Why? Because Bahya Kumbhak, it is almost a death condition. How much ever time you're holding, 30 seconds, 1 minute, or more than 1 minute, or say like how much ever long you're holding it, that means you are trying to live without the breath. You're trying to survive without the breath, which is not going to happen at this stage. So, every second, the intensity of inhalation increases. And when we release and when we inhale in a very large amount of oxygen. So that's how, body absorbs maximum amount of oxygen and the lungs get expanded to its fullest potential. It is said that, the lungs has the capacity to hold 6,000 liters of oxygen in one time. So like in this normal sedentary condition, we are not utilizing that much amount of the capacity of the lungs. But, but when you are doing certain breathing practices or exercises at that time, we are actually infusing huge amount of oxygen in one time. So in my yogic practices, when I teach in the morning, particularly Hatha practice or like any kind of yoga practices, if you're doing light yoga, then also you are using the lungs capacity to around 50 to 70%. If you are doing intense pranayama or kriyas, then you are taking almost 90 to 100% of oxygen. You are using that much amount of lungs capacity. So that's wherein, like, the lifespan increases of the body. So, in yoga, no doubt, asanas are wonderful. It actually stretches and elongates the lifespan of the muscles, tissues, and the cells and body. Above all, kriya and pranayama helps to enhance the capacity of the lungs, because our life is depending upon the lungs. Even if we don't eat, we can survive without eating for months and years. There are so many cases on this planet that, people are living without the food and water since years. But, you cannot survive without the breath, right? So that is the truth of the body. So having the control over the prana is called the pranayama. So if you gain the control on the prana, you can actually live very long life and very healthy life as per your choice. Understood? So this is one of the biggest thing we need to work on it, lungs detoxification, particularly breathing exercises and pranayama and kriyas. So we'll move further from here. And yes, so again, let me finish it out about this 4 parts. So in the colon, whatever we are eating it, the entire toxin goes into the colon. And, the kind of food what we eat, it depends how it depends upon the food what you're eating, how your colon is healthy. If you're eating very healthy, nutritious food, balanced food, having lots of vitamins, other minerals, and carbohydrates and protein in proper proportion, then definitely, you will pass a very good motion every day. So it is said in Ayurveda and naturopathy that how much ever time you are eating in a day, that much time you need to go and uh, do it. You need to go and you need to go for the loo. So why is it so that way? If you see other creatures on the planet like cows and buffaloes, those creatures are actually in front of our eyes. It is we are able to see in the society. So if you observe them, how much ever time they are eating, that many time they are actually going and shitting out. But in the case of human being, it is not that way. Human being is eating 3 times, 4 times in a day and is hardly shitting 1 time a day. Some of them are also, taking constipated and they are not able to shit out every day smoothly. For some of them, 2 days, twice a day, or so like, not sorry, once in twice a day or once in thrice a day. That is the condition. In Western European countries, the condition is more worse. They think that shitting out once a week is normal, and that's where a lot of health conditions, critical health conditions are there in large amount. But this culture has also passed into the Indian continent, because we have started in past 20 years, people have started eating lots of pizzas, burgers, pastas, and all kind of Western foods and Chinese and etc., etc., etc. So many junk food. We are hardly eating nutritious food. We are eating which is actually, we think that if it is tasty, delicious, then it is a healthy food. No, it is not that way. So we are doing the biggest. We are doing very big mistake in selection of the food. So that needs to be taken care. In my case, if you ask me, I actually shit for twice a day actually, because I'm eating twice a meal a day, and that much time I'm actually cleansing it out. So uh, as per my experience, I would say that your food should be so much healthy that that your colon should be cleaned almost 90 to 95% every day. If you are carrying forward previous day toxins, then definitely there is a possibility. Not that there is a possibility. You are definitely going to invite some or the other disease in future. Are you getting my point? So this needs to be taken care very, 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 very carefully. This is the biggest thing. I will be explaining much more in detail in upcoming slides. So now let us understand the principles of the uh, uh, basic principles of the holistic lifestyle. So the first principle is that all forms of disease are due to accumulation of waste materials and bodily refuse in the system. These waste products in the healthy body are removed from the system through the organs of elimination, which I already spoke about it, right? So if your uh, organ which is eliminating the toxins, if it is healthy and it is eliminating very efficiently, then you will definitely live a very healthy life. But if your organ is failing to eliminate the toxin, the, the weight has to eliminate, then you are going to actually invite disease. That is the first and foremost thing you should remember in your mind. Always keep this thing in your mind. Out of this program, if this one thing, if you take it and take it very seriously, rest all will definitely, that is it is a complete package by itself. If you buy one thing, you get so many things together. So it is same thing. If this one thing only you understand, that I need to keep my system clean every day, that's it. Whatever I have eaten yesterday, that needs to be thrown out from the body very, very efficiently. Nothing has to be there lying inside my colon. If it is lying, that itself will create more bacteria, and it's going to create the cause of disease. But in the case of diseased person, they are steadily piling up in the body through years of faulty habits of living, such as wrong food habits, improper care of the body, and habits contributing to exhaustion, such as worry, overweight, or overwork. Did you understand? In the case of diseased person, if any person is a diseased, right? In For such people, if they continue eating the wrong food and if they continue practice the wrong living habit, the toxins start, the toxins begins to pile in the body. So where the piling up happens, initially the piling up happens inside the colon. Why? Because the length and size of the colon is approx 5 to 6 feet. Understood? And it can actually expand also, like a big tube. So if the toxin, the waste, the stool is getting accumulated and slowly, if it is coming out, then it is really going to be very, very healthy. It becomes very heavy and it becomes very bulgy. And over a period of time, that itself, the toxins lying down in the colon will start fermenting. Once if it starts getting fermenting, then small worms will be formed inside the colon, and the bacteria will create in such a huge amount of carbon which goes inside the bloodstream through the colon, and it mixes into the bloodstream inside of the blood, and it begins to affect other area of our body. That's how the health spoils. Understood?
Right.
The second principle, all acute diseases such as fever, cold, inflammations, digestive disturbances, and skin eruptions are nothing more than self-initiated efforts by the body to throw out the accumulated waste products. And that all chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, rheumatism, asthma, kidney disorders, or cancer, etc., are the results of continued suppression of the acute diseases through harmful methods such as drugs, vaccines, medicines, etc., etc., etc. So, what this second principle is saying? So, out of this entire program, this second principle is also very, 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 very much important. Let us understand why. You know, every human being, not only human being, I will say every creature, falls sick. They fall sick, they get cold, they get inflammation, they get digestive disturbances, let it be animal or let it be human being. Understood? Why? That is nothing else, that is a natural phenomena of the nature. Understood? That is a natural phenomena of the nature. When we purchase a car or a bike, right, the company gives us an offer for a monthly service or a quarterly service of that vehicle, right? Why so? So similarly, the same thing is with our body as well. When we were born, the nature has given this inbuilt system within us that every yearly or say like 6 months or say like once in 2 years, our body will definitely go through such kind of acute ailments such as fever, cough, cold, loose motion, or pain, something like that out of it. This is very, very natural. Have you ever seen any person that, a person is suffering fever for almost 1 year or 2 years or 5 years continuously and daily to manage that fever? That person is consuming some kind of medicine. Have you ever met such person?
No.
Yes, because fever, cough, cold that never lasts for more than 3 to 4 days or hardly 1 week. It depends how much amount of toxin you have gathered in your system. That much amount of time body will take. Understood? So this is how it is. So in this case, what we do is, in very ancient old days, people never did any kind of treatment in case of cough, cold, fever, or loose motion. They simply stopped eating. That's it. They went on complete fast. Nothing else they did it. Because that is the only thing what we have to do it. If you observe other creature on the planet like a cow and buffalo or a dog or a cat, if anyone is having a pet in your home, you might have observed that, in certain period of time, there are certain days that, the animal is refusing food. It is not, they don't eat food at all for 1 day or 2 day. Why? Because their body is not demanding and they are going through a detoxification process. So when you are going through a detoxification process, say like when your body is under detoxification process, how is it possible that your body will demand food? What does the detoxification meaning? What does detoxification means? The word itself means that you need to throw out, you need to remove everything from your body. So how can you remove? You need to stop first input. Once if you stop inputting, then only you can increase the output level, right? So this is how body works naturally. So if we actually don't follow the principle, let's say like if we continuously practice wrong habit of eating and living style, then definitely body will activate this any one kind of acute disease. If you have the habit of eating junk food and if you're having habit of eating over, what will happen, some or the other time, once in a year or say like twice a year, you will go through a loose motion. In that case, what will happen? Whatever toxin the colon has gathered in that loose motion condition, everything will be thrown out from the body naturally. Now, in that case, people think that oh, I got a disease, I got a loose motion. So what they do is they go to medical shop and they get some kind of medicine to stop that loose motion. Yeah, there is a side effect of that thing that when the loose motion is happening, the body drains out very drastically. The water level decreases so that we feel a lot of weakness. So due to that weakness, we get afraid and then we try to stop this process forcibly. Understood? So this is a self-initiated process. It is a service of our system created by the nature, and we are interrupting that process. So in this case, rather than taking medicine and stopping that process, we should actually stop eating food at that time and we should go under fasting. Now, if you can't fast on air, then at least you should be on liquid. You can drink huge amount of coconut water or glucose water or any kind of fruit juice, fresh fruit juice, okay, and any vegetable juice. You can keep drinking throughout the day, keeping yourself hydrated so that your energy level doesn't drops. At the same time, body cleanses out and flushes out whatever toxins is accumulated in the colon. We need to support in that way. Now let us understand about the fever. What happens in the fever? When we get fever, the body increases the temperature, right? The normal condition of the normal temperature of the body should be around 97.6 or it should be below 98, right? Around between 96 to 98, that wherein the temperature has to be there. If the temperature is rising 98, 99 or 100, 101, 102, 103, the 1 degree, if it increases, the fire element increases inside the body. Now, what happens in this condition? So, the toxins which are in the vital organ, apart from the colon, if the toxins are more inside the bloodstream or in any vital organs like heart, lung, liver, kidney, pancreas, muscle, tissues, skin, understood, cells, if the toxins have reached at that level, then body cannot pass out the toxins from the elimination organs, from urine or from the colon. So in that case, body has to increase the temperature of so that it actually burns out every toxin from all the vital organs. Understood? It is very simple. See, if you go to the dumping ground, the entire waste of the city that goes to the dumping ground, and what these people do, yearly or say like quarterly, they actually burn out entire waste. Why? Because there is no any other option. Either you burn it out or you actually throw it into the ocean. There is no any other way. The same thing the body does it, because the body is functioning through the 5 elements. So it is the responsibility of the 5 element to take care of the body very efficiently. So if the toxin level is increasing in the body and we are failing, and if the body is failing to throw out the toxins through the eliminating organs, then once in a year or once in twice a year, you will definitely get a fever, wherein, like, you will have to take a rest for 4 days or 5 days or 1 week. In that period, the body will actually, heat up your heat, increase the heat level, and it will burn out everything. You must, so here every person has, got the fever, right? What happens during the fever? If anyone who is not consuming medicine to control the fever, for that person, what will happen? First 2 days, it will be very intense. On the third day, it will start decreasing. How? Because, when the temperature has risen to its maximum uh, centigrade, what happens? Body starts sweating. And this happens mostly during late night when we are into deep sleep. We see that, the body increases the temperature at such a point that, everything burns out and our entire clothes gets drained into the sweat. Right or wrong? Yes or no? You can unmute and say.
Yes.
Yeah. So when we sweat out everything, in that sweat, all the toxins just goes out. And it actually melts and goes out from the body. And then we feel very fresh, rejuvenated, and very, 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 very healthy. Isn't so? No doubt we feel weak during those days, because that is how the process is about. When the body is doing certain intense process, at that time, body will not demand any kind of food, because we are not eating food. Becomes weak. The energy becomes weak. Not the body is becoming weak. The energy becomes weak, and then it takes another 2 to 3 days to gain the energy back. So then we are in a condition to eat the food and again, start working. So this is very much necessary. So the second principle is also very, very important. During the acute condition, we should not, eat solid food like grains and pulses and such things. People are doing a lot of hell mistake when they get fever. Instead of fasting, they actually eating huge amount of food. And even if they are not feeling hungry, the family members are putting pressure, eat this, eat that. No, that is actually a big mistake. You should completely avoid milk and dairy products and oily food. Even we should also stop eating grains if your temperature is 100, 101 or 102, 103 in that condition, because body is not at all willing to have the food at all inside the body. Whatever the food is lying inside the body, the fever has come because that the body needs to deal out with that, undigested particles which is there inside the body in the form of foreign matter, right? And rather than dealing it out, we are actually putting body into the more trouble condition in that case. And above all, in that condition, if we consume medicine, we are again putting a lot of pressure on the body, because till now body was dealing with the foreign matter, and during that acute condition we consume medicine. Now body has to also fight to deal out, to throw out that chemical part from the body. So in that case, in the olden days, in the ancient time, in fact, there was no any medicine. There were only herbal medicine. So in that case, what they did, they did not do anything. They just took rest, slept well. They used wet cotton on their forehead, on their abdomen area. They kept on sleeping, sleeping, sleeping till the body came back to the normal temperature. Got it? So the principle number 2 is also very much important. Now let us understand the principle number 3. Yeah, there is also one more thing in principle number 2 I forgot to mention, that and yeah, in acute condition, so the people who are actually taking medicines and trying to control the acute conditions, the acute diseases, ailments like fever, cough, cold, pain, inflammation, Every time if they're consuming medicine to control or to get rid of that thing, what happens, after a long period of time, say like around 3 years or 5 years or 10 years down the line, body will develop chronic conditions. Now, what are the chronic conditions? Which I already mentioned: diabetes, cancer, asthma, rheumatoid, kidney disorders, lung disorder, pancreatic effect, etc., etc., etc. Then the body will fail some organ and your organ will become more weak. Understood? So, in that condition, we should never, take any kind of medicine or do any kind of intense treatment during fever, cough, cold. Just have patience, take rest, do some home remedy, which I'll be explaining you, and just take rest. Allow the body to settle it down on its own. Now, let us understand the third principle. Body contains an elaborate healing mechanism which has the power to bring about a return to normal condition of health, provided right methods are followed to enable it to do so. Hence, the power to cure disease lies within the body itself and not in the hands of the doctors. Understood? So the third principle says, it is very clear, say that when we get a fever, body is capable. There is a healing mechanism within ourselves, which will actually bring the body back to the normal condition just if we hold the patients for few days. Provided along with that patients, we need to also practice some holistic methods which can actually support uh, the healing mechanism to heal faster. Understood? Rather than consuming medicines, it will create more issues. No doubt, medicine, because of medicine has some, there are some chemical effects into it, which actually suppresses. It doesn't work on the root cause. Understood? So hence, so the power to cure the disease is already within ourselves. We don't need any XYZ doctor for our health. Yeah, we for treatment we can definitely approach the doctor. There is no doubt about it. But if we want to regain and we want to live a healthy life, we have to rely on our soul, on the energy what is there within us. Got it? Let us move ahead. So these are the three principles. Now let us understand there are other five main common principles regarding to the holistic health. Let us understand those principles as well. So the first principle of the holistic health is unity of disease. So what is the unity of disease? If you name any kind of disease on this planet, I had mentioned around 40 to 45 diseases on the first day. So even actually there are more than 40 diseases. There are around 100 diseases. If you search in the Google, you will get it. You name any kind of disease. Okay, all diseases are only one in terms of Ayurveda, naturopathy, holistic lifestyle. Understood? Unity of disease means all disease are one. There is no any separate disease. Let it be diabetes, the root cause is same. Let it be cancer, thyroid, PCOD, or any deadly disease, or even corona. Understood? The root cause of every disease is only one thing: accumulation of the toxin within our system. Now, let us understand another principle: unity of cause of disease, which I already explained you that all uh, the reason behind all the disease is only one cause, that is the accumulation of the toxin. That is how the unity of cause of disease happens. Then the third one is unity of treatment. You come with any kind of ailment or disease in the language, or say like in the holistic lifestyle, the treatment for every disease is only one therapy: detox, detox, detox. Understood? Nothing else. Just throw out whatever therapy we apply in holistic lifestyle, in Ayurveda or yoga. The core principle what we are using is that we are not consuming such kind of food wherein like body will accumulate the toxin, and we maintain our system in such a way that, body eliminates all the toxins very efficiently. Understood? There should be no any kind of hurdle in the process of detoxification, in the natural process of detoxification. So unity of treatment is one for every disease. Now, unity of health and disease is almost it is one thing. So both are one. So how? Let us understand. If you take a coin, so the coin has two sides, right? Heads and tail. It's the same thing. How can you make out that you are a healthy person only if your body doesn't come up with any kind of disease? It's as simple as that. If your body is bringing up any kind of disease, then that means your body is giving you a signal that you are off track, you're not following routine, you're not following natural lifestyle. You need to bring yourself back to the natural condition. Something wrong, you're doing it. See, nature has given us this pain and suffering. Why? Because, so that we can stay alert and conscious. Understood? Say suppose if there wouldn't be any pain and suffering in the body, then we can do any damn thing with our body. We could have actually cut our nose, replaced it with something else. We could have cut our ear. I would have told you, your ear are very good. Can we replace it? Chop out your ear and give it to me. I'll chop out my ear and take it. No, that is not going to happen, right? Because there is a pain and suffering. So that's why, we need to take care of, or that's why we are very careful, and we are actually, very, very, very sensitive towards our self and our life. So, the same thing applies within the system as well. If you're eating wrong food, body will definitely give you signals. There are signals, immediately your body will tell you that you have eaten something wrong, and now you're going to suffer it out. Understood? So, health and disease is only one. We should not say that disease is actually disease. No, disease is not a disease. Disease is nothing else. It is an opportunity for us, which is giving us, which is actually making us realize that, you are doing something wrong, better come on track. Got it? So now the fifth one is the unity of food and medicine. In the text of Shastras or Ayurveda or naturopathy, ancient text I am talking about, it is said that your food should be your medicine and your medicine should be your food. What does it mean? Your food should be like a medicine, so that you don't fall sick, you don't get ill, you don't get any kind of disease. And the medicine should be your food. What does that mean? If you fall sick or if you got any kind of disease, then you should take a food in such a way, you should eat such food which acts like a medicine within ourselves. Understood? Got it? Clear?
Yes.
Yes. So now let's go ahead from here. So the stages of disease, let us understand the stages of disease. Disease is an opportunity of self-cleansing of internal organs initiated by the vital power, which I already explained you in depth. In this process, the body cleans itself through cold, cough, fever, loose motions, acne, vomit, body aches, pains, etc., etc., etc. This process of cleansing is known as acute disease or healing crisis. Understood? Did you understood? So now your terminology, or say like your belief towards the fever, cough, cold, loose motion, acne, vomit, body aches, pain should be changed. Don't take it as if like it is a disease. No. Treat it as if like it is a healing crisis. Okay? Treat it, it is an acute disease. It is a self-initiated process created by the super intelligence, or say like by the universe. The universe is outside us and is also within us. Understood? Well, so the stage of acute disease, which I already explained you, that if we do some wrong, if we eat wrong food and this acute disease comes, chronic disease comes. Now let us understand how the destructive disease comes, like the people die with the disease, how it is happening. So from the stage, let us understand from the stage one. From the stage one, so like when you got acute disease and you try to suppress it or cure it through the medicine, then that is definitely going to suppress, the root cause is getting suppressed. Over the period of time, by regular practice of suppressing acute diseases, that disease gets converted into chronic stage. Then that is the second stage. In the second stage, we are diagnosed with some kind of prevailing long-term disease like diabetes, cancer, asthma, thyroid, PCOD, hair fall, skin diseases, etc., etc. You name any kind of disease that comes under chronic disease, for which doctor will recommend you, prescribe you medicine to consume day in, day out, every day, right? So, in that case, what happens, instead of working on removing out the toxin from the body, we are consuming medicines like a meal. What people are doing in chronic condition, they have a chart, they have entire that what you call that box. Oh, morning I need to have one tablet, afternoon one tablet, evening one tablet. Some people are eating 20-30 tablets a day. What they are doing, they are not doing anything else. They are actually trying to suppress more and more. The dormant disease is becoming more and more dormant. It is not coming out of it. Understood? So then that becomes vigorous and continuous practice of suppressing the ailment, the root cause, for the longer period of time. And then what happens, after long period of time, continuously suppressing such kind of continuous suppression of the disease, then that disease itself becomes the main reason of the death. It goes into the destructive stage. What happens into the destructive stage? Say in the case of diabetes, if the sugar level increases to the extent that pancreas are failing, you need to cut out some kind of any one part of gangrene happens, and you need to actually get operated. And in that case, your heart might fail, and then that happens. You might get a migraine attack, you might get a heavy asthma attack, wherein you just don't breathe. And you might also get a coma, or say like uh, have brain hemorrhage or paralysis. Something like that will happen, and then all of a sudden we listen that the person is now no more. So this is how it happens. So if you are actually following if you're practicing from the stage one itself, then there is no possibility that you will have a painful death. So there is a possibility that you can have a very healthy death. No doubt, every person, every creature on this planet is definitely going to die at one point of time. But it is not necessary that we should die, with suffering or pain, because it is our choice. If we want, we can also die very happily and healthy. With a smiling face. Also, we can uh, pass through this journey. We can live our body. We can exit our body so much, with willingly and with happy mind. Okay, so by here, today we'll end the session over here. I have covered about the principles of the nature. Tomorrow we will be continuing from here. What needs to be done, what needs to be eaten, what practices we should do to live a healthy life, and what all precautions we need to take, what we should not eat, and what we should not practice in regards to the living style, what time we need to sleep, and everything I'll be covering from tomorrow. From tomorrow, I'll be talking. It's a very huge, long subject. So, one by one, we'll be taking that subject. Okay, then. So, if you have any query, you can please feel free to ask me right now. I will definitely answer you.
Yeah, so currently I'm actually having like so actually 3 months back I was actually I got like back pain like in the upper back, like where like my shoulders are meeting the spinal cord, right? So that area, the bone area, I got pain because I was walking a lot. Like I was walking 2 hours a day in the evening and also because of that, that pain became more and I stopped doing evening walks after that, and so it's been 3 months, and the pain is actually not going. So I just wanted to understand like what I can do about it. Like, is it currently in stage 1 or stage 2, or like what should I do to get rid of this pain? So
Can you
what?
just once
Yeah,
again repeat? Once again repeat.
yeah. So basically, like my back shoulder muscles are there, right? My back pain, upper back. So
Okay.
upper back, I have pain basically. So what happens is if I was initially walking too much. I was walking 2 hours a day and all. So my body got little stressed. I did this for like 1.5 months, until I put too much stress on my body, and so as a result, after that, if I sit, like I cannot sit in the office chair for long. Like I cannot sit like 2-3 hours for a long duration straight erect. I had to take breaks and all. And if I do any intense stressful activity for a long time, it unnecessarily becomes painful, and I can feel swelling in my bone and all. So, so it's been 3 months, and I'm just trying to, trying to cope with that uh, health issue. So, could you just advise me, like, what I can do about
Yeah,
it?
that is because now you have entered into the second stage. If it is prevailing, anything which is acute that doesn't last, that never lasts for 4 days, 5 days, or 1 week, or not, or 10 days. It has to get resolved within 7 to 10 days. 10 days is also more. I would say only for the 7 days. Just in 1 week time, body will resolve if it is on the acute stage. But if it is on the chronic stage, then it becomes prevailing. It keeps continuously. It goes growing in that part. So what is happening in your case that previously, so any disease doesn't comes overnight. Even health also doesn't comes overnight. It is the same principle applied for both health and disease as well. Now in your case, say like there is a constant pain on your back, on your upper back, say like below the shoulder blades or around the shoulder blades.
Yeah.
So that could be because there could be two reasons. One reason is because of the poor posture of the body. The other reason is that you might have consumed some amount of wrong food, or you might be consuming consistently some amount of wrong food on a daily basis, which you are not aware of it. So now you need to get rid of it. Understood? For in that case, I will recommend to do the detoxification processes. So in this process, what will happen? Whatever the accumulated toxin is there inside your colon or within your system, in anywhere, in any part of your organ, first that will be removed out it. So so the root causes which is there on a gross level, that we can actually remove it out. Now if you do the changes in your food, in your diet, then definitely your even your blood, the quality of the blood will also improve, the healing property will increase, and then the pain will reduce. So immediately, if you want some kind of healing, so what you can do is that you can apply wet pack on your back wherever there is a pain. Take a cloth, uh, cotton cloth, wet it, and just put it over there. And you can do it in 2 to 3 times a day. Keep it for at least 40 minutes. That will definitely help you. And if the pain is more, then you can do hot and cold fermentation. At the same time, you need to also do the colon cleansing. So for the colon cleansing, I will recommend you to take the enema. So you can get that enema pot from the Amazon. If you want, I can share the link. Just order it, and you will receive in 3 to 4 working days. So once you receive, I will explain you how to take enema. Definitely, that is a part of the program. So I'll be anyway covering it in 1 or 2 days. How to use the enema kit. So the additional amount of toxin which is there inside your body, that will be thrown out of it. And maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I'll be talking about the diet part, which will actually help you, how to increase the raw food and the healing property foods. So that this will go away. Don't worry about it.
Like, so you want me to just put a hot pack on my
Not
that area.
no, normal room temperature water, the tap water. Just apply it if there is a pain. Keep it over there. Keep that area wet so that the blood circulation will go little quicker in that area and it will start healing over there. Whatever the swelling part is there, that will reduce.
Okay, just normal temperature. Like, can I heat it or make it cold? That's
No, no, no.
no.
I'm saying use only normal room temperature water. Just drench the cotton cloth, keep it over there for 40 to 45 minutes.
Okay. Like, how many times should I do?
You can do 2 to 3 times in a day. If you have time, you can do 2 times. If you have more time, you can do 3 times also.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Like, do you have any suggestions, like, apart from like the normal temperature, wet cloth, like any specific foods I should do or anything?
See, you have stopped eating dairy. That is very good thing. And okay, in your food, you told. Can you repeat what are you eating in a day? Just can you repeat one more time?
Yeah. So this diet I started following like for the last 3-4 months.
Okay.
So morning I'm just trying to have pure raw food. I'm having coconut pieces. I'm having bananas, 2-3 bananas, jaggery supu coffee, and dates. And so that's pretty much in the morning. And like some fruit, mostly some fruit, mostly bananas. And in the afternoon, I'm having rice with sambar or vegetables, dal, some curry, like that. And in the dinner, I'm having one roti which has ghee on it, and fruits like apples or pear or custard apple and mangoes or something like that. And I recently started having sesame oil, sesame seed laddus and all of that. So that is my diet as of now. I'm having only 3 meals a day. I have my first meal at around 10:30. My next meal I have it around 1 o'clock. Next meal I have it at 8 o'clock.
Okay. So, how are you feeling after having this diet? Whatever you
Yeah.
eat?
So earlier compared to before, definitely, because right now my diet is 50% raw. Like I'm able to easily wake up for sure, because earlier I used to feel a little lazy. Now it's definitely I feel much more lighter and I don't feel so much sleepy during the day. But the pain part is
How are your
what is not
How are your emotions?
going away. The reason is because earlier it was little bad, but these days it's improved with my change in diet. It's improved definitely for sure. It's only that whenever I observe that whenever I sleep in the afternoon, or I sleep very late night, or I have something, like even if there's a slight deviation of food, like let's say if I have masala dosa in the night, that's when it gets affected. But otherwise, I'm also like taking this like I'm taking an ayurvedic supplement called Trivril.
That supplement is for what? You are
So which kind of like it's for cleansing the colon only. THRIVRIL.
daily. You are taking it.
Yeah, I'm daily taking it.
Understood. That means if you are supporting your the clonal glycine with some kind of supplement, then that means your digestion is not good right now. The diet what you're taking right now, that is also not good. If you need to take laxative to pass the stool, then that means you need to really again revise on your diet part. So your diet should you need to change on it. Stop suku coffee, okay? And in your diet, you are eating 2 times a meal. And also one more thing you're doing is one wrong thing you're doing is that you are eating fruits with grains and pulses, which is again wrong. You are mixing raw food with the cooked food, which is not at all suitable with the body. That is actually a wrong practice. You should eat fruits separately. You should have a separate meal of fruit, and you should have a separate meal for a cooked food. Understood? When you're eating raw food, eat only raw food. Don't eat cooked food. Sometimes, once in a while, it is perfectly fine, but on a daily, regular basis, that is a wrong practice. And when you're eating a cooked food, grains and pulse, at the time, eat only grains and pulses, the cooked meal, what you're eating it. Understood? So the diet has to be how it has to be. Till morning, till noon, no cooked food, only raw food. If you're saying suku coffee, that is not a raw food. That is a processed food. Understood? So, stop suku coffee. It is not giving you health. Understood? You need to start your day, whatever your practice you're doing in the morning. After your practice, you need to start your day with the coconut water or any fresh vegetable juice. You can have a beetroot juice. You can have a carrot beetroot juice. You can have a ashgard juice, or you can have a coconut water, or you can have a bottle gourd juice. You can mix 2-3 vegetables and make a juice. You should have only plain fresh juice, nothing else than that. Understood? After taking juice, and then after your morning drink should be with the juice. After having juice, 1.5 hours, then you need to eat fruits, fresh fruits. Your breakfast should be full of fruits. Okay, now no mixed fruits. What people do is they mix so many fruits. No, that should be, don't make a fruit platter. Instead of having a fruit platter, have one full fruit in big quantity, right? So quantity means what? We can't even eat more than 1 kg at one time. The body is designed in our stomach can hold only 500 gram of food in one time. This is not more than that. So half a kg of any fruit you can eat. You can have, 2-3 fruits you can mix. Like the combination fruits are banana, papita is a very unique combination that can be consumed. And having only papaya, that is also very good. Or having only banana, that is also very good. Or having watermelon, muskmelon, that is also very good. But having papaya with watermelon, that doesn't go well, because both the fruits are opposite. Watermelon is full of water, papaya is full of pulp. Understood? You can't make juice of papaya, but you can make a juice of watermelon, right? So,
coconut pieces with banana.
which coconut pieces?
Like,
That shriffle that we use it in the puja.
yeah. So I'm having those coconut pieces with
Yeah.
banana in the
Yes,
morning.
you can. Yes, you can have it. You can grate the coconut and you can use it in the fruit salad, and you can have it. That is possible. You can also have coconut milk and banana, or you can make a smoothie with coconut milk. In coconut milk you can put banana or papaya, and then you can add some leafy vegetables like palak or pudina, and you can add some jaggery, organic jaggery, or a honey, and blend it, and you can also have that the smoothie also, fruit smoothie. That is also very good. You can make varieties of smoothies. Understood?
Currently, I'm having coconut, banana, and dates. These are the 3 things I'm having in the morning. So this combination is fine, right? Along with some soaked
What
nuts.
date you are eating?
4 dates.
It is fine. So that
And
is
I'm having some soaked nuts like 2 almonds, 2 cashews, and some soaked kismis.
that is fine. That is fine. So don't stick to only banana. Variations also. Okay, whatever seasonal fruits are available, have that only. Don't stick to any one particular fruit. Okay, banana means only banana. No, you can have other fruits as well. So after fruits, then your meal should be of salads, because we also need a lot of salad that we are not consuming. So best is to have salad meal. Prepare a whole one big bowl of salad. Eat the salad. Don't add salt and pepper or anything like that. Initially, if you feel that though you need some taste, then while eating you can add some salt and eat. Otherwise, while you are preparing, don't add any kind of salt or masala into it. During eating, you can add it, because once if you add salt or any masala, the salad will, will release the water out of it. That water is necessary for our body. It has to be there in the vegetable itself, and it needs to be chewed properly, and we need to drink that water while chewing it itself, rather than bringing out the water by adding salt and then we drinking that water. That doesn't add value to the health. That becomes acidic. Okay.
Hmm.
To maintain the alkalinity, you need to have this thing, whole salad by itself. Then you can start your cook meal. Understood? You can have 1 or 2 chapati with sabji, or you can have a vegetable rice or sambar rice, having a lot of vegetables into it. Like that, you can have it. And in the evening, you should first see that how much are you hungry. If you're not hungry enough that you need grains and pulse, then better is to consume soups or steamed vegetable, or you can have a light grain, like you can have a millet khichdi, or you can have a moong dal khichdi, something light, not very heavy. Understood? And in the evening, say like around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, if you feel that you want to eat something, best is to have again smoothie or fruit or something like that, rather than eating grains and pulses. Okay. So in your case, grains and pulse, try to keep it only one time rather than eating 2 times a day. Rest of the time, you can have fresh fruits and vegetables and salads, how much ever you want to eat, in the form of liquid or in the form of solid, whatever you prefer. Understood? So when you're saying that you're eating 50%, no, that is not 50%. It is only 30% what you're eating right now. Because the quantity of the cooked food goes more rather than raw food. Raw food, when we consciously start eating, we actually get tired and irritated. Yeah, to have this big bowl to eat, one salad bowl, say like 400 grams of salad, it will take around 30 minutes to 40 minutes. Not many people are having that much patience to sit and keep eating like a cow and buffalo, chewing. It takes minimum 30 minutes to have 400 grams of salads. Understood? Yeah. So that means if you're sitting for 30 minutes and you're eating salad, that means that itself is a meal. If you are having one full 400 grams of salad, you don't need anything else after that. You can also add some sprouts into it. In this way, now if you're eating this way, then it will become like 70 to 80% of raw food you're eating if you're bringing down your grains and pulses. Understood?
So especially to get rid of my back pain, I just wanted to understand, so maybe we could, in the coming session, we could work on what specific.
Yeah, I told you right now, you need to get the enema, clean out your colon because you are constipated. Right now you are constipated because you're eating Triphala and then you are getting motion. That means the food what you're eating, that is making you constipated. So now change your diet first right now. I will send you on WhatsApp, I will send you the diet routine again in written format, in PDF format, so that, you can study and then you can change your diet routine. So first you need to actually, you should get motions very efficiently without any support, without any external, supplements or something like that. Body should actually throw it out. Then only, you will feel that there is no more pain, and then only your pain will go away. Because if you're using Triphala, that means what Triphala does, it does nothing, it is not throwing out the toxin. What has happened, Triphala does, it actually, it has some laxative. If you eat with the food, whatever is there lying on the surface of the colon, it is actually making it little bit, it is draining the water and flushing out, nothing else. But the old dormant toxin is still there inside your body. Yeah. So for that, you need to do 2 to 3 process, which I teach in my 21 days program. That we can take it up as a separate, this thing. Like one is Shank Prakshalan Kriya, wherein I actually, in the Shank Prakshalan Kriya, the entire digestive tract, alimentary canal gets clean, gets flushed out. What the water which we drink, same plain water will come out. So that you should do One is enema you should take. The other one is juice fasting you should do. Staying on juice for entire one day, when your body will just infuse huge amount of vitamins, and it will throw out more and more toxins. Vegetable juice particularly you should be consuming.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay then.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. So see you back tomorrow again. Thank you so much. Bye.
Sure. Thank you. Namaskar.